Hello,
Hey,
hello. Hi,
hey.
everyone. This is Dave and Roxanne.
Welcome to another episode of
It's
It's
a
a New
new
Day,
day.
It's
It's
a
a
New
new
You.
you.
If this is the first time you're tuning into our page, we do these episodes once, twice, sometimes over three times per week. And the goal of this episode is to encourage you, to inspire you that if you had a tough day yesterday, there's always a new day to become a new you, to become all that God created you to be.
Yes. So if this is your first time, welcome to our page here. And we always want to know how global we are in this community. So comment below what city, what country, what states you're tuning in from. We live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And so today, our question is, what are the five conflict styles of resolving conflict in marriage?
Yeah, so we recently attended a couples retreat. We love going to things that help us improve in every area of our life, and this
Mhm.
particular one is marriage. We we we've done something similar to this early on in our marriage, and we were just chatting, Roxanne and I, that it wasn't as impactful as this one,
Yeah.
right? Because we have now more years of marriage experience, right? We have more conflicts, we have more
More
fights,
pains, more.
more pain. So we could relate to a lot of the examples and the
Mhm.
stories of the retreat.
Yeah, we have one couple there who's been married for less than a year, and during one of the ministry time, we have to write a forgiveness letter, and they finish it like so fast. And when they saw our letter is long, and we were laughing because we can relate to them. In the first year of marriage, you don't really experience a lot of like conflicts, right? So, but now we've been married for almost 15 years next year. So we've experienced a lot of trials as well. So we're going to share with you the we have we learned some.
Tons of notes.
Yeah, tons of notes actually. Like here, it's like pages of you know of uh, notes from the marriage retreat, and we want to share it with you as
Yeah,
well.
so this is one of the kind of one of our big takeaway, which
Yeah.
is incredible. By the way, if you have if you like us like to grow in your marriage life and you love going to retreats, or if you've gone to retreat, let us know, and what are those type of
I want.
retreats you have done. So again, there are five conflict styles, right? And we I don't know have we heard of this before? Probably not, right?
No.
This is new to us. It's really incredible, and it's good awareness. So the five conflict styles. The first one is withdraw, which means you when there's a conflict that happens, one person or one spouse just withdraws from it, either takes off, doesn't want to deal with
Run
it,
away.
run away,
You get far away physically or
or
emotionally, right?
mentally.
Or
Yeah,
mentally. Like we know some a close family member for us, like when there's heated argument, he'd rather like run away, go somewhere, drive far, because sometimes they cannot face it, right? And it's this one is the least effective.
least effective. Yeah,
When if you do this all the time, over time it will not it will break your
but I
marriage,
think
right?
maybe most of us in times are are in have done one of these, right?
Yeah.
I could certainly say that maybe the withdrawal I might have done it, you know, in one point
Yeah.
in our marriage. So what I'm saying is like we're sharing that with you, that which one from the least effective, well, most of
Yeah.
them are to the most effective one. So the first one is withdraw. If you can relate to this, just comment relate in the chat.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. The second one is
The second style is win. You want to win the conversation. You want to get on top of that person, meaning to say, in every argument, you want to be the winner, right? You want to make the person feel that you are right all the time, or he's wrong, she's wrong, right? And it's not the best way to solve the problem
either.
as well.
I was telling Roxanne I could really relate to this because early on in our marriage, because I met Roxanne in our first business in financial services, and I was her manager.
Mm-hmm.
And when we dealt with finances before, I always wanted to win over the top because I was, I thought I knew more than her because I was her manager, and it wasn't effective because, and it showed up, it manifested in our finances, and we ended up in so much debt. But it was always winning her. I didn't want to listen to her because I knew more than her. So that's kind of the second one that
And
again
I
is.
think most people go to this kind of style when they feel threatened, right?
Mm,
Let's say when you're when you're arguing, you're maybe that person makes you feel he's attacking you, she's attacking you personally, or your character. Then you want to win, right?
mm,
And that's basically the least effective as well, like that the fourth effect, fourth way. So the third way is you yield, right? When there's conflict, you yield, you give in to that person, right? This, I can hear my mom sometimes do that. That, for example, oh, like yielding means that you'd rather you say this thing saying, oh, okay, fine, do whatever you want because I don't want to argue with you. You give in to that person's, let's say complaints, even though you don't agree, right? You let them win all the time, right? It's being a martyr, right? Martyrdom. And the more you do that, the other person will feel like she's giving everything to that person. And some there the what is it? Our teachers up here, the one that's hosting this, she said there are marriages that have been married for over 25 years, no third party or anything. But then the other person decided, this is not, I give up. I
I'm
don't want
walking
to
away.
walking away because that person has been yielding all these years.
Yeah, it bottled up, and she just had, she had it, right. So also not an effective way. Maybe once in a while here and there, but when it's yielding, especially if it's the same issue over and over, at some point there's a breaking point, right? So
Yeah,
uh,
and this person wants peace, like they just give in so that there's more peace in their family, or they don't want to face that argument.
so the next one is compromise, right? Go halfway. And I want to ask you, watching this live or replay, and especially if you're married, do you think this is the best way? Comment yes or no. I thought the first time I heard it, it's like, yeah, I think,
50-50.
we already talked about three things. Maybe this is the way, and still not the best way, right?
Mhm.
The reason why it's still not the best way, because if you go halfway and the other spouse, goes halfway, you're still not fully satisfied,
Yeah.
right? Basically, you're still kind of saying, okay, I'll do this, so you'll do that, right?
Yeah.
So the answer from the retreats, what we learned is it's not still not the best way.
Yeah, because compromise is is still good, but it's not the best way, because you're saying that, okay, if you do this, I do this,
Yeah.
right? Okay, that's what you want. Okay, I'll do this. I'll allow you to do this if you allow me to do this.
Mhm.
So it may work sometimes, but really, like, both of you are not satisfied, or maybe the other person is not fully satisfied because he or she didn't get her way, or she didn't feel satisfied, or heard or understood, right?
Yeah. And so this is, are you ready? This is the best way. And if you're watching this live or replay, what do you think is the best conflict style, right? I thought compromise was, but the best way to resolve conflict in marriage, or maybe in your kids and, your brothers or sisters, in the best way is this. Ready? It's called resolve. Get with it. You actually resolve the situation. And how do you resolve it?
Yeah, it's basically, it says here, having that open and direct communication, non-judgmental. You really ask, when you have that argument, you're open to, okay, what is he telling me, like how he feels, right? And you don't judge that, oh no, you're wrong, my feelings are better, this is what I feel, you're wrong, right? So really, when you have that argument, you get with it by accepting what she's saying, right? Understanding that person, and like listening to the what does he truly means,
Yeah,
right?
and there's an example that they gave, really made this like stick in my head. there's a couple that they counsel at one point, that they always had an argument. It seems petty, but they always had an argument or a fight, literally, when the wife served spaghetti, because the husband wanted, when the spaghetti is served, to have the sauce and the pasta separately, but the wife says, no, no, it's better to have it together so it's easier to serve for the kids. And they always argued about this to a point that they had to resolve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through, I think they went through counseling and all that kind of stuff. And when they actually dug deep, right, they found out what the root cause was.
Mm-hmm. There's an
there's
underlying
there's
needs.
underlying needs, right? So for the husband, the reason, for his underlying need was that he told his wife that, why is it always about the kids, right? What about my needs? What about,
Mm-hmm.
why is it always about them, right? Why couldn't you do something for me, right? And for the spouse, right, what was the underlying need?
The spouse just wants, help in the dishes, because she feels that if you do separate dish, or like, not put it in a not put it in together, like the spaghetti and the pasta and the sauce, it will be a lot of work for her. Like, it will be more plates, more dishes to do. And for her, she feels tired doing that. And when they really examine and resolve that, what, oh, that's what you need. And the guy said, okay, I can actually help you out. I'll do the dishes, after cleaning, after cooking and all that. That's no problem for me. And the girl actually did,
So the resolution was
yeah.
that okay, is that, and when she really understood the true needs, okay, what I can do is I can create a small dish for you that separates the pasta and the sauce, and for the rest of the kids, right,
Hmm.
it will mix it, and then you do the dishes at the end
Yeah.
of the
So
pots.
they feel, both of them felt that they're being heard, understood, and they, love by each other. Yeah.
But the point is they're both fully satisfied.
Hmm.
They completely resolve the solution. So I hope you're getting value from this. We got a lot of value. That's why I want to give it back to you, to inspire you, to help you, like it helped us.
Hmm.
If you're getting value from this, watching live replay, comment value. And if you want more of this stuff, because we have a lot of notes and we don't want to give it to you if it's not getting value, comment notes, or more notes, if you want us to share more of what we have here. We do have a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
So with handling the conflict, it's really like working the difference. Having that common goal. That's for the resolve, right? Like, really work your differences. I know it's not easy for us,
yeah,
especially when in the heat of the moment. And what I love, it says here, conflict is not the problem. It's actually how we react and respond to the conflict.
yeah.
So, like, sometimes I don't like conflict, but then, what, we cannot avoid it, but it's really how you become better at it.
Awesome. So we usually end with a verse. We got to go pick up our son now. Uh-huh. It's from Ephesians 4:26-7.
It says, in your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. And do not give the devil a foothold.
It's easier said than done, right? When you listen to this, like, do not sleep when you're still angry. In fact, we heard this advice many times on our wedding
Oh,
day.
yeah.
This was the advice of your grandparents, right?
Yeah, my grandparents have been married for 60 years,
Mm-hmm.
60. And it's just amazing to see them, how they're able to, um, you know, to work their differences and learn from their wisdom. That, what, they always tell us, when you're in argument, make sure that you resolve it, you don't sleep on it. And really, because if you sleep
I'm
on
at
it,
fault of this. I sleep on this. So I'm learning from this from this verse
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Bible.
So really, because you don't want the enemy, the
Yeah.
devil, to be on your heart, because that's anger, right? So yeah, that's really a powerful scripture.
I hope we give you value. If you want more of these in the future, just comment more notes or notes if you're watching this live or replay. Thanks for tuning in. That is another episode of
It's
It's
a
a
new
New
day,
Day.
it's
It's
a
a
new
new
you.
you.
God
God bless
bless you.
everybody.
Bye.